Hey Casey, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Great. So, what brought you in today?
I've been procrastinating on a lot of my schoolwork.
Okay. So, what do you mean by that?
Um, so I'm just leaving all of my work to do the day before it actually needs to be turned in. So I'm just like not doing it when I'm supposed to, and it's kind of adding to my stress level. And I mean, I have other stuff going on too, so just trying to like prioritize stuff. Kind of difficult for me.
Okay. Yeah. So, procrastination. That's a big one. Is it mostly schoolwork kind of stuff that's getting put off?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part. Because I also have work, I have my internship, I have friends and stuff, and then
Okay.
family, which,
Okay. So, has it just been kind of hard to prioritize stuff, or is it just the workload's getting bigger and there's not a lot of time to do it, or?
yeah, it's kind of like everything is adding up. There are a lot more projects going on now. There were earlier in the quarter, but a lot of the big ones are finally kind of coming down to it.
Mm.
But yeah.
Okay, so it's just taking up a lot more of your time.
Mhm.
Okay. And so you just been kind of put stuff off to the last second. Is it just because you don't really want to do the work, or it's stressing you out a lot, so you want to wait until do it, or?
It's kind of like, yeah, it's stressing me out. So I'm like, oh, I still have some time to work on it. So I'll do something enjoyable now
Mm-hmm.
and then do it later.
Okay.
And then I end up regretting it. But
Oh, why do you regret it?
just because it's just adding to my stress.
Okay. Oh well, yeah. I'm sorry. That gets hard toward the end of the quarter for sure, especially with finals and midterms and everything.
I know it's always tough.
Mm.
But I mean, this is my first year in the human services program. So it's just kind of adding up. And I mean, it's the very last quarter of the year. So, at least for me. So it's just like, okay, I gotta get this done and then go back home for the summer. So.
Okay. Yeah, just gotta do the last final push before summer. Okay, so, well, do you think that maybe procrastination is something that you could change a little bit? Or do you think that it's probably just gonna stay this way until the end of the quarter?
I hope not. I hope I could change. I mean, like with anything, like you have to have some hope that you're able to change it.
Yeah.
So, like, I think I can change it, but I need to start now rather than later.
Okay.
Which would be procrastination.
Where do you kind of want to see yourself just in the next couple of days since you want to start now?
I want to, when I get free time, actually have the motivation to do my work and not feel like, oh, I can push it off some more, and then instead just feel completely overwhelmed later on.
Okay.
So I want to actually, like, when something is due, like, I can do it at least a few days before and then not even have to worry about it.
Okay. So you just want to, if you get free time, you want to make use of it? Is that kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then have free time at the end when everything's done?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other things you'd kind of want to be different?
I feel like my time management, like, that really has to do with procrastination. But if you do a little bit a day, then like you still have the same amount of work and the same amount of leisure time, but it just kind of like set up different. So I just want to make sure that I'm actually able to manage that. And yeah, for the most part, just trying to like set those changes up.
Okay.
And I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you kind of know what you want to change already.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe what are some goals that you could set now in order to maybe space out your time every single day to get a little bit done?
Well, it was working a little bit before, like having a planner.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, up until this quarter, I actually haven't really needed one. Like, I would kind of like schedule stuff out on my calendar, and it was similar to a planner, but it wasn't the same. I need something that goes day by day, and kind of to be like, okay, I have to do this assignment this day so that I can actually get everything else done the other days, and so I don't have everything landing on the same day.
Okay. So you would plan out, like at the beginning of the week, here's what I need to do each day in order to get my work done on time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And you usually kind of stuck to that? It really worked for you?
It stuck for a week. and then my procrastination kind of just came in, and I'm like, no self-control, so...
Caught back up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's definitely something that sounds like you could probably work at. So what about your free time kind of stuff? What maybe are some goals you can set for just taking advantage of all that free time?
Maybe set boundaries? I don't know if that is I mean, it's kind of an obvious thing, but I don't know how I would set boundaries. Maybe saying, okay, I'll give this time to actually like go hang out with people.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it probably has to do with scheduling, which I've been pretty good about. Like, considering how much stuff like I have to do. I mean, same with like every other human services student, but how much stuff we have to juggle.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you kind of are talking about a time boundary then? Okay. So, what are some ways that you could make like a physical boundary that you can, use? Can you think of anything?
I feel like if I told my friends to hold me accountable, I feel like they have their own things they have to worry about too, though, and I shouldn't put that responsibility on them. But otherwise, just kind of, like I said, maybe making a planner, being like, okay, this is the time I'm going to set aside for homework each day, and this is the time I'm going to set aside for everything else. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I think both of those ideas are really, really good. I think that if they worked for you in the past, then they would probably work for you in the future too, as long as you just kind of stuck with it. Yeah, definitely. I think it would be great if you told your friends, like you said. I mean, you could talk to them and ask them if maybe it would be too much for them to handle, but yeah, that could be a really good goal. So, yeah, so it sounds like this is something you really want to kind of work on and change, and you think things would be a lot better in the future if you kind of follow through?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you think you are making this change? 1 being not really confident and 10 being really confident.
Within this next week, probably a 5.
Okay.
But later down the road, maybe more of a 7 or an 8.
Okay. So why would you say a 5 right now instead of maybe like a 4 or a 6?
I don't know. I feel like it is a really 50-50 chance. Knowing myself about how likely I am to slide back into like putting stuff off. And I feel like I just have to, right now I'm dealing with like the consequences of procrastination. So this week, that's probably why I'm more like half and half, is based on where I'm at right now with everything, whereas like later down the road, maybe like next week, I would be more on top of it if I were to implement it.
Okay. So you're kind of dealing with the consequences right now, but then once you get that stuff cleared up, you might be more of a 7 because it just would...
It would be like less stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And less stuff to worry about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even though you kind of feel like a 5 now, hopefully you can work toward feeling like a 7 and feeling more confident in yourself in this. So, yeah, I really hope that your goals will work out of getting a planner and maybe talking to your roommates. And you can let me know how everything goes next week.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be on top of that then.
Okay, great. Thanks, Casey.
Yep. Thanks, Noelle.